Hello everybody, I'm the Sonic Arrow, and welcome back to Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. We're adding another friend to our roster here. 1 to 493, generate. I got 53. What does that mean? Which one is 53? I don't know all of my Pokemon by number. I know them by evolutionary line, but not by number. So, add image. 53. What was it? 53. It's one of the original 151. I know that much. Ah! It's Persian, so we add a Meowth. Alright, we added a Meowth to the roster. Alright, well, back to the game in all seriousness. We have to go to the AV room, which is down on the first floor, by the red door. So I'm just gonna skip all the travel time. Go straight to the first floor. To the main hall. AV room. I should be able to play DVDs just fine. Well, then I better take a look. Took the DVD Kyoko gave me and put it in the player. It said that it was playing, but nothing appeared on the screen. Stared into the black of the monitor. Must have only been a few seconds, but to me it felt like an eternity. And then all of a sudden, an image appeared. Sayaka? Took me by total surprise. I hadn't seen Sayaka in who knows how long, and there she was. The voice I heard was of the man positioned on one side of the screen. It was the voice of a middle-aged man. Sounded like he was trying to make a joke, but Sayaka's tense face didn't move a single millimeter. You want me to accept that? Sayaka was obviously at a total loss. It made total sense. Who would agree to spending the rest of your life in this school? Accept. What? As if on cue, that's where the video cut out. There was a lot I hadn't understood up till now. But this, only this. I simply couldn't comprehend what I'd heard. Because I know how much Sayaka wanted to get out of here. I know how much she wanted to escape and pursue her dreams with her friends again. She wanted that so bad, she tried to frame me for murder. So, why? Why would she say yes to living here for the rest of her life? As I sat there thinking about it, I noticed a sudden light. On the monitor, the video that I thought was finished flashed back on screen. My eyes darted back to the screen. And if I was confused before, what I saw next pushed me right over the edge. Huh? What I saw was me. Impossibly, undeniably me. Me and the headmaster were looking at each other. He and I were having what seemed like a fairly normal conversation, but the I in the here and now, had absolutely no memory of it. I had no memory of even meeting the headmaster, much less sitting down and talking to him like this. This can't be real. I said yes? Once again, the video cut out. From there, the video repeated the same scene again and again with the others. Byakuya. Toko. Hina. Everyone. They all said that they agreed to live in the school forever. And then... Kyoko. Her interview with him had been recorded just as clearly. Without a doubt, she had met him. She sat down with the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy, her father. And when he asked her this question, she answered the same as everyone else. She accepted a life within the school. Just as Kyoko's interview was wrapping up, the monitor suddenly went black. Huh? It wasn't just the monitor. The DVD player itself had apparently turned off, which of course meant the DVD wasn't playing anymore. Well, what the heck just happened? Oopsie, looks like it broke, out of service. What? It just happened to break just now. Now then, when doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right? Failure, my ass, you cut the power on purpose. Well, whatever. Even if I watched the whole thing, it'd just be more of the same. He'd ask them the question, and they'd all say yes. They'd all say yes. Couldn't help myself, I let a huge exasperated sigh, but as I did, I remembered something. I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect. Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to the school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? Hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Convenient outcome. Something that seemed to obviously work in favor of the mastermind. So does that mean I've lost my memory too? What about the others? Have we all forgotten? Or... It's about to begin again. The class trial is going to start. The final class trial, the last time all our lives will be on the line. The last time hope and despair are on the line. I don't have a choice. I have to do this. Okay then, this is the end. Lightning Blade! Twin Lightning Shiver! Sorry. One of my favorite games of all time is Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. Because I discovered it on Xbox by playing the demo, and I got the game, and I loved it. And in that line, this is the end. Lightning Blade, Twin Lightning Shiver is the ultimate ability, one of Kakashi Hatake's ultimate abilities during the fight. You press double Y and B or double triangle circle or whatever else, and Lightning Blade, Twin Lightning Shiver is what Kakashi uses when you do that. And he hits the opponent, of course. But this is the end, is what starts it. He runs at the opponent, hits him, or connects, and says Lightning Blade, launches them into the air with a weird pattern of lightning, Twin Lightning Shiver, and crashes down through it. It's epic. Play that game if you haven't. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. I may play it. You never know. I like it. But I would definitely be playing 3 for the enjoyment, not for any story purposes, because Naruto 1, Ultimate Storm 1, sucks! Only because you have to time everything to be able to substitute out of an attack and not take any damage. Same with number 2. Number 3 is the one I am comfortable with. Number 3 is the one I'm used to. Number 4 is probably the greatest one I've ever played. Anyway, guess I'm the first one this time. You're early, Makoto. Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. Where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet? Don't worry, I'm sure they'll be here soon. Just like she said. Byakuya. But Byakuya? They arrived one after another, but they were all in the same state of shock. Hina? Hiro? Silence. And it wasn't any normal silence. It was the deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial. I'm late! Strong, silent master, so wonderful, so cool, so hot, my loins are ablaze. Ew! Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me. With my scissor-sharp scissors in hand, I'll stab and gouge and shiv the master of evil. But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. If it's what master wants, it can be a boy, a girl, or anything in between. I can handle it. Where am I? No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Is everyone here? Ooh, and wearing our gloomy guest faces, I see. Okay, well then, let's begin. The final class trial is going to be slathered in pitch black despair. Climaximum sorrow. Right, this is the final class trial, and this time it'll be fair. What do you mean, this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm a bear in good standing, you know? If there was a Mr. Fair Guy Universe contest, I'd take home the tiara every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square. And I'll make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than the hope. Mightier than the hope. Despair is mightier than the hope. I don't get it. Enough of your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already. Sure, let's begin the trial already. I'll be waiting for you down below. So don't try and run away. Laughing as loudly as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Whatever. This will be over in no time. With an inexplicable confidence, Byakuya was the first into the elevator. One by one, the others followed. Nobody made eye contact, nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator. They're all acting odd. Like they're paranoid, suspicious of each other. You know why that is, don't you? Yeah, I think so. Well, you can tell us all about it soon. At the class trial. You're right. I'm ready. Ready to win, right? Of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. And then Kyoko was aboard the elevator. Started making my way toward the opening, step after step toward that gaping maw. I resolved this would be the last time. I repeated myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed the anxiety down, calmed my trembling body, and finally, on steady legs, I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. This is like test-taking anxiety simulator. Without warning, it began to descend. Because, like, this is just a test with dire consequences. Everyone's so anxious. Like, they have test-taking anxiety, and I get that sometimes, but not very often. Like, I'm good at tests. I don't know why. Deeper and deeper, 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 deeper still. Deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper it fell. Enough with... What, do you get $1 every time you say deeper? Closed my eyes and sight fell away. Yo, where's my next $1? I said deeper! And bring in another one! I'm kidding. All sound, too, disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later, I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. This is a final trial site? What do you think? Isn't it the perfect background for deciding a person's fate? It's the long-awaited last stage, the always exciting final boss battle! And I'm gonna sit in on this one. I'll just sit right here in this vacant 16th seat. Well then, let's begin! Save the hell out of that. An e-handbook? No. Set skills. I have 1 skill point to spend. I can't use this with this. Lost in thought, that's great. Charisma. Influence gauge recovery. Oh, absolutely. Robot jock. Truth bullet rate of fire effective during the non-stop debate and bullet time battle final strike. Crystal prediction algorithm. Melodious voice. Vocabulary. Yeah. And then trance. I'm good. Like, that's my skill setup. Class trial. All rise! Oh boy. Okay is not the right word. Huh. They even think everyone around them is their enemy. There's no doubt this is a trap Monokuma set. He set it up so we would suspect each other. And I have something that proves it. No, that's wrong. Oh shit! Do you see Sakura coming into my lane to kick the shit out of me? Jesus! She is barreling around the bend like she is coming to kick my ass! She has the look of death in her eye. Anyone who stands in her way shall be executed. I figured as much, in which case... Oh, you dumbass. This one too. It's just like I thought. Proof I need to reveal Monokuma's trap. Each photo has a certain something in common. There's a connection regarding what person isn't shown in the group photos, and that person is the ones who got the photos. And Sakura's got the look of, I'm gonna fucking murder you! Jesus, that... Run faster, Makoto. That is horrifyingly scary. Oh my god, my eyes keep going over to the left side. I'll give you 2 good reasons why. Bam and bam. I'm sorry. It's just Sakura's look of death, like, you are in my way. Prepare to die a horrible death, foolish mortal. I'm out of the loop here. What the hell? Why am I thinking, okay, they all went to this academy before, and because I'm not an ultimate, why was that my thought process? Like, me, right here with the headphones on, using the controller. Me! You know, there might be more to this than just Monokuma trying to confuse us. There's something else that bothers me about everyone's pictures. What is it? What's digging at me? Shows something unusual about these group photos. What is it? Need to compare each of them one more time. Byakuya's picture. So Sakura in this picture is also hilarious. She's punching the fish out of the water that Hifumi is swimming on. That's hilarious. They're all places in the school, though, right? No, wait. Hina's picture. Sakura's just out for blood. Move your puny little body! The comedy of this game is just awesome. Hero's picture. Ah. Hey, Genocide Jack's in this one. And mine. Something strange about all of them. Something I can't quite pin down. Something... very strange. Forget about the photo already. The reason I don't remember this picture isn't necessarily because it's fake. It might be some other reason. Some terrible reason. An unbelievable but entirely horrifying reason. Hangman's Gambit. Alright. I'm pulling off the mouse for this one. Amnesia. It's amnesia. I need an M. E. S. Whoops. A. Amnesia. It's only natural they wouldn't believe it. But no matter how much they refuse, if that's the absolute truth, they have no choice. You can't move forward until they accept it, and there's another way to prove it besides those pictures. The DVD. No, that's wrong. I hate to admit it, but he's right. Probably hypnosis. The original motive. So until we do that, well, either way, we have to explain every last remaining mystery. So, the only one who killed Mukuro, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose. No, that's wrong. Sure, I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students. And the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students. Since the game began! But what about before the game began? The other ones. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. you're so sure we're going to deny you, why bother saying it in the first place? I'm listening. Come on, Toko. It's about the profile. I beg to differ. Mukuro's fatal injury had been added to the truth bullet section. They did not need to add those boobs. I'm grateful they added those boobs. But they didn't have to. The mastermind. There's no fingernails on this one. There's no way Mukuro's the one that attacked me. Even if I didn't see their face, Mukuro had a very obvious Fenrir tattoo. Comparing that to the masked attacker should be obvious. Tattoo. Right. They were, however, dead before the blast. Victim been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. A penis! It was the right hand. Before anyone could say anything, she took off her gloves. Kyoko was removing her gloves. Without thinking, I let out a gasp. It was more than just a little burned skin. Kyoko seemed to savor the words as she said them. Then she put her gloves back on. Oh, Kyoko. Wait a second. The collection of wounds looks suspiciously like the Gungnir scarring on Junko when she was stabbed with all of those javelins. Oh, it's probably Junko. The mastermind is Mukuro. Wrong. This would mean that 9 people are alive. No, 9 people are dead and 6 people are still alive. Mukuro is the mastermind. Wait, no! Ah, damn it. Junko didn't have any Fenrir tattoo, did she? Can't think of anywhere else they could have stashed her. Yep. Something made its way from the biolab to the garden. I got it! Okay, the one thing I will say about the Junko theory is the body had press-on nails. Junko didn't have anything like that, but how hard is it really to put those on? And then the tattoo, if the body's dead, you can do whatever you want to it. Just put the tattoo on there. It's done. So they could have altered and desecrated Junko's body. Let me just make sure that is what I think it is. The lights. Total of 9. Yep. An inconsistency in the biolab? Could you be talking about... Pull myself together and think. Inconsistency in the biolab. What? Bastard. That's noise. Use the silencer. I love how Hero's over there shocked, and Hina's like, aha! As he's saying this. Yeah, I need to calm down. Can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. So if I want to shut him up, I need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it. The inconsistency has to be that one area where the numbers just don't match up. Here we go. The lights. Should be 10. So wait, the key to solving this mystery? Sayaka died first. Junko was second. See? It looks like it could have been Junko is that body. Leon was third. Chihiro was fourth. Mondo was fifth. Taka was sixth, then Hifumi was seventh. Celeste was eighth. Sakura was ninth. And Mukuro should have been number 10. It didn't exist. One of them isn't dead. Explanation for more murders than victims? Why is that? What would it take for that to make sense? Same person was killed twice. Well, let's look at the way everybody has died so far. Sayaka was stabbed once through the stomach. Leon was pelted by baseballs. Chihiro was hit on the back of the head. Mondo's body doesn't exist, I guess. It exists as Mondo butter. What? Mondo is Mondo butter. Hold on a minute. Okay, after Mondo came Taka, and then Hifumi. Taka was struck with a hammer. Hifumi was struck with a hammer. Celeste was creamed by a fire truck. That leaves Junko, who was stabbed several times. Ah, the nails, the fake nails, they match. Do we ever see the back of her right hand? Oh, wait, no, the tattoo. It doesn't matter. How long have I been going? Mukuro alive? The one that's still alive is Mukuro? But can we really believe that? No, there's no way. There's no way the Mukuro Ikusaba is still alive. If that to be true, then that couldn't have been her body we found in the garden. Is it really possible? Struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. When was Junko hit in the back of the... hit in the head? After... never mind. Bruh. Okay. Kyoko testified to that as much when she left us in the morgue. The injury was made after she died. Then that couldn't have been her body we found in the garden. Is that really possible? I think it's something says wrong. Damn. The profile. No, that's wrong. Nobody. Mondo... Someone's made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive. There's only one person it could be. Oh! Mondo. I'm not really sure about this, but I think about it one more time. Just in front of everyone. Maybe one person. Chihiro was dead. Celeste was creamed. Leon was executed. Hifumi was actually dead. Sayaka was stabbed. Taka was killed by Hifumi. Junko? It was Junko. Now that you mention it. Didn't place my hand on Junko's lifeless body. Touched her wrist to check for a pulse, like they do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. There wasn't anything else to say. She was gone. I did check absolutely, and I can say for sure. When you've hit a roadblock, turn your thinking upside down. It's the key to everything in Ace Attorney. How could Junko have survived? Checked her, she was dead, I'm sure of it. But still, if she were alive somehow, could it be that Junko's not the one that died? If it wasn't Junko, but someone else entirely. Maybe she's some sort of trick. Replaced. L. I need an L. Replaced. They switched to the beginning. She said it wasn't supposed to go that way. And let's just check those eyes. Truth bullets. Yeah, those are absolutely like Junko's eyes. So he still refuses to admit it. But he can try to deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter. Because I've already figured it out. Try to hide Junko's identity, and not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. The group photo. Hold on, we managed now is presenting the right evidence. It has to do with what Monokuma tried to keep me from seeing during the investigation. Oh, the face. Okay, and I don't think this is what I need to corner Monokuma. Okay, latest investigation. Yeah. It wasn't just the monitor, the DVD player itself had apparently turned off. Which of course meant that the DVD wasn't playing anymore. What the heck just happened? Whoopsie! Whoopsie! Looks like it broke. Out of service. What, just so happened to break just now? Now, then, when, doesn't matter. Failure can strike anywhere, anytime. That's what failure is, right? Is it? No, it wasn't a fluke. The mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. That's not the only time they tried to hide Junko's identity. Tried to cover up one other piece of evidence. Moment of truth. Group photo. Yeah, Junko. Junko isn't facing us directly, or we can't see her. Junko's face. Act 1. Hello, Junko. At that point, they had already switched places. Junko, or Mukuro being the real Junko, was killed. Then, getting her body out of the freezer, he carried it, yada yada. Then, Kyoko saw the guy coming to my room. Oh, that's in my room. Attacked me with the knife. Masked attacker attacked me. Who is it that stopped them? Mastermind fled to my room. No, wait, that was right. Okay, boom, and then fled my room. Put the mastermind do with the mask after they took it off. Put it on the corpse. Condition of the dead body when under the garden, had the mask on, and was impaled and such. And then kaboom! Couldn't defend the suit because it got blown up. There we go. Ba-bum. I win. I remember the last time I revealed myself. I'm now no longer welcome within 500 feet of any elementary school. I can't say that with a straight face. It's not true. I am not. I'm not that kind of creep. I may be a little bit of a creep, but not that kind of creep. Trust me. I just, yeah, nasty. Ultimate Despair, Junko Inoshima. This is the mastermind? She's the real Junko Inoshima? No, I do remember seeing it. I'm sure I've seen her somewhere here too somewhere. It was definitely before I got to the school. Wait a minute. That voice. Seen her on tons of magazine covers, but I feel like that doesn't quite match up to reality. Huh? Oh, are you talking about my cover photos and junk? Well, of course, those are totally photoshopped. Photoshopped? Yeah, you know, edited to hell and back with like computers and junk? Oh, so they aren't real. Oh, God, no! Now she's hot. I feel like I can see that she has stuffed her bra to make her boobs look bigger. I don't know. I feel weird looking at this. I mean, is it hot? I feel like it's hot. It's hot. Which personality? Oh no, now she's cutesy. And she's still hot! Just like Junko, or the Junko was in the gym. What? Huh? This wasn't supposed to... Why me? God, she's still hot! Among other things, there's two staring straight at me! Water bottle's over there. A psychopath that can blend in, yeah. Oh god, now she's crying. What is that around her neck? That might be a choker. Yeah, it does seem kind of like a fetish at this point. And Genocide Jill. Oh. The motives? God, why is she hot? It's always the crazy chicks that are hot. Well, not all crazy chicks are hot. Not all hot chicks are crazy. It's all a matter of circumstance. There are some hot chicks that are crazy, and there are some crazy chicks that are hot. It's like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. Like a square is a rectangle because it has 4 sides. It's not a parallelogram. It's a oh god. Name for a 4-sided polygon. Quadrilateral. That's what it is. It's like all squares. Okay, all squares and rectangles are quadrilaterals, but not all quadrilaterals are squares and rectangles. There are some parallelograms where it's like the square, but it's kind of slanted at 2 ends. That probably didn't make sense. Parallelogram, it's like the flat ends with the angled ends right there. Anyway, yeah, it's squares. All squares are quadrilaterals, but not all quadrilaterals are squares because there's rectangles. It's like, but in this case, it's not. It's neither or. Because not all hot chicks are crazy, and not all crazy chicks are hot. Human connections. She's still hot! The past. Don't look at me. I feel gross for saying she's hot. The teacher? Nope. Still the cutesy. Yeah. Celeste was greed. I was right. Wow. Let's see. Blackmail. What do you call blackmail? I call doing business. Seriously, you just don't get it. Crap, it wasn't blackmail. Betrayal. Bring back the teacher, please. Please bring back the teacher. There's a lot of seed of despair about, you know what, I'm not going to go there, but I got a lot of seed of despair to sow. That's what I call children, despair. Because I was a despairing child. Not to the extent some of you were thinking. No, I was told I was a pretty easy child, but, children. There are... That's the reason the subreddit r/kids are fucking stupid exists. Like, the kid smacking the TV with the golf club. Just whoosh. So there's a lot of seed of despair I wish to plant. Provide the possibility of escape, and you wallow in despair about how you can't. Hi, I'm Al Harrington. And I am completely overstocked on wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men. Due to a shipping error, I am now overstocked on wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men, and I'm passing those savings on to you. Promote your business. Promote your business. Make a splash at the neighborhood barbecue. Keep grandma company, or just raise the roof. Make a splash at your next presentation. The outside world? We should recognize it? What about it should we recognize? This whole thing is insane. Bring it on, bitch! Genocide Jack. What? Hmm. This is gonna be a megasode. We're already 2 hours in. The end does not justify the means. Nope. Wait, what? 2 years ago? What is that? Okay, she is wearing a choker. Memories that were stolen from us. If what Junko said is true, the first came 2 years ago. The rest of us only remember getting here within the last few weeks or so. So the memories she took from us. Our life at Hope's Peak, duh. want to think that too. I don't want to believe it. But that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe. I want it to be impossible. But if it's the truth, then we have to accept it. Bring it on! Now what have we got? Locker notebook. No, that's wrong. Our memories come apart. She talked about the moment where we must have lost our memories. I can only think of one time. After I set foot in the main hall, when I fainted. My head on a desk. Sorry. The ultimate despair? All mankind? Hell fucking yeah! Oh. The one who turned, it was the headmaster. the cameras. Hi, Jack. Hey, Mark. There we go. If she doesn't stop switching between all the crazy personalities, there's gonna be another type of climax happening over here. Ugh, not this one. Sorry. Truth, full of despair. That's... for the sake of the hope they left behind. Yeah, give him a nudge off a cliff. What? Sacrifice me? But that's... Ultimate confrontation. I have to show everyone. I have to make them remember. I have to convince them to not give up. To live in despair? It's not really living at all. Damn it! There's no hope left in the world when you sleep. It's on a bed of despair. The world is in despair. You are in despair. If I don't do something, everyone's going to be consumed by despair. Oh! You claim there's no hope left in the world, but if despair is contagious like you say, then so is hope. I'll use my own hope to plant seeds of hope inside everyone else. We do not! Here we go. Master has to come along with us. You lie. Let's do this! We are the ultimate hope. The ultimate hope. I'm not any kind of elite anything. Hope isn't a talent you develop, but still. But I still... It's time for the last bullet time battle. The hope that Taka felt seeing Mondo again. I have the hope from seeing all of my friends' faces that have died. And I will end you! That was uncool. Absolutely! Your death! Hey. Haha, hey. Punish despair! You've lost, Junko. I lost? Me? No way. It can't be! You still don't accept it? Even the ultimate despair herself is vulnerable to the onslaught of despair, it would seem. But there's no use trying to fight it now. Huh? We came to the school 2 years ago, created our incredibly detailed plan. I even killed my own sister for it. To come this far and fail at the very end. It's the most ultimate despair. What are you talking about? Don't you see? I was so hopelessly desperate. I was bored of the world the moment I was born. That's why I've been looking forward to this desperately. This once-in-a-lifetime experience. It is my first and last colossal despair here at the moment of death. To have the chance to taste the highest grade despair. The utter failure of my dreams. I am so hopelessly happy right now. Wait, is she enjoying this? So are you prepared to admit defeat? You think I care whether I won or lost? Either way, it doesn't change a thing. Outside is only despair, inside is only despair. No matter where you go, despair awaits you. That's not true. You're wrong. Huh? Let me tell you this right now. We no longer fear despair, because we've decided to enter the outside world with hope. Yeah, Makoto totally seduced us over to his side. Everyone. You said that despair is as contagious as any disease. So is hope! The same is true of hope. All you have to do is look at us to see how true that is. Kyoko. Stop it! Stop! I hate those faces you're making. To see those awful looks causes me nothing but pain. Let me just say one last thing. You guys want to get all hung up on the word hope? That's no skin off my nose. But just be warned, from this point on, one despair after another will stand in your way. No matter where you run, no matter where you hide, maybe you'll find some hope, but there is a very fine line dividing that hope from bitter despair. Knowing that, you still plan to cling to your hope? Of course, because we... Shut up, shut up! That was a rhetorical question. You interrupted my monologue. I'm almost done, though, so whatever. Because it's almost punishment time, right? Do you really intend to go through with this? That was the agreement, right? Hold on. It's not like I want you to die. You don't have to... What? The act of living brings me no hope at all. All I want now is to taste that despair of death that you only get once in life. So... Tackle her! Congratulations, Junko has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Oh, she even gets her own little animation screen. Walking off to accept it. You know, we've come this far. Is she... hanging herself? Oh. It's everything she's done to everyone else. The ultimate punishment. The 1,000 blows. The cage of death. The burning of the Versailles witch. Excavator destroyer. Blast off. After school lesson. Huh. Yeah, that's like when Byakuya berates Toko kinds of pleasure. That's how everything came to an end. Final class trial, Junko Inushima, the ultimate despair. Life at Hope's Peak Academy, it was all over. Chapter 6, Ultimate Pain, Suffering, Despair, Execution, Death. The end. We got the Monokuma hair tie. Sure. But even after saying it was all over, it's not like the building exploded or collapsed in on itself or anything. That wasn't the kind of ending waiting for us. Nothing changed, well, with one exception. The air purifiers turned off, just like Junko said. They shut off immediately. That was the only difference. Goodbye, Despair High School. Epilogue. Yeah, we're gonna watch this too. We left the courtroom and made our way to the main hall. We stood in front of the door, nobody made a sound. I felt almost absent-minded. This was our epilogue before the final ending. We were stuck there in limbo, unmoving, unsure. But in the end... we can't just stand around like this forever. At some point we need to leave. To nobody's surprise, it was Kyoko who broke the silence. Would you do the honors? Okay. As if awakened by Kyoko's words, I took out the object we'd got. Up until the moment of her death, it belonged to Junko, and in the end, she dropped it before us. But, is that really it? Is that really the key to this door? You don't have to read into what she said too much to find the answer. I will force you out. She said that just before dropping that. Makes sense that would be our way out of here. You never know. Maybe it's actually a switch that's going to make the school self-destruct. I mean, Junko never said specifically that she'd let us leave here alive. Maybe right about that. Maybe! But even so, it's impossible to think we wouldn't take our chances with it. Yeah, I guess that's true. There's nothing to worry about. If something ever happened to Master, I'd take my scissors and jam them so far up. Hey, where's the courtroom? Where's the mastermind? It's all over. We were just about to leave the school. What? Leave? We can go outside? Then that means me and Master can get married? And then he'll give me a little jewel of a baby? Please, stop. That would be a greater horror than anything I've encountered so far. Don't worry. I have no doubt that we'll be able to leave here without a problem. It's what happens after we get out that I'm worried about. But, you know, in the end, I think part of me still thinks maybe when we get out there, we'll see that everything she said about the world was a lie. That on the other side of this door is a world as peaceful as we remember. A lie. Peaceful as we remember. Well, no matter what it looks like, it's still our world. It's where we're meant to live. Yeah, I guess so. And, how do I put this? Unlike the school, the world is really big, right? Since it's so big, I'm sure there must be some despair no matter what. But there also has to be lots of hope, right? The act of searching for hope to try and find it, that by itself is the true meaning of hope. It's like Maeterlinck's Bluebird. The act of going out and searching for the bluebird was the ultimate happiness. Just like with hope. The bluebird represents happiness or hope. And because you had to go out and search for it, you got to see all these new places. Find all the places that it could be hiding. And that is where the second side of the coin comes in. Just because you look and look and look and never manage to get it, that means it does not exist. But that's not true. You're going to go and see sparks of it everywhere. Little feathers that the bluebird left behind. It leaves hope everywhere. It touches so many people with hope. It's out there somewhere. You just got to look in the right places. As long as you have that hope, you can keep moving forward no matter what trouble you may fall into. Is that what you mean, Makoto? Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I don't need any of you to spell that out for me. You know, Junko mentioned that there were still others out there who hadn't cast away hope just yet. Maybe I should find them and make them work for me. To rebuild the world, we must first rebuild the Togami dynasty. I'll go with you. I'll follow you anywhere you want to go. Well, my first stop is going to be the closest donut shop. I can figure out the rest from there. And what are you going to do if you find there are no more donut shops? Or donuts? I'll just get some flour and make some myself. And if there's no flour, I'll just grow some wheat. Ah, I get it now. If there's no road, you just gotta build one. Creation. Fate is telling me to remake the world. That's my hope. I've reached the next stage. The next chapter of Yasuhiro Hagakure's life story is about to begin. Thanks, Hina. You've totally opened my eyes. Hey, personal space, buddy. You're seriously creeping me out. Come on, Makoto. Even if everyone in the outside world is gone, even if the world is steeped in despair, as long as I have people like you around, I can face forward and keep moving. If we can get out there and do something, have some sort of impact. What can we do? There's so few of us, and we're so small. So what can we do? No, we can probably do anything. Yeah, we can do anything. Mm-hmm. Looks like hope really is spreading. As long as I never give up, I have to push even harder. I'm going to keep moving forward with hope in my heart. Since I have hope, I can show courage. Since I have hope, I can move ahead. The world can move ahead. Little feathers from the bluebird. The door began to open. With our hands, hope and despair mingled together, opening the door to the future. It kind of sounded like the PlayStation 2 startup screen. And that was it. Monokuma. Oh dear. Received the Easter egg present. All's well that ends. We don't know. Alright, is there event gallery? There's an Easter egg something. Movie gallery, that's what it was. Goodbye to Spare High. Oh, Oh, wait, I have to beat school mode for that. This is a what-if simulation type play mode. Massive high school towers over all buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like a school stands in the center of the entire world. It's all the intro again. Same intro. Alright, I'm just gonna fast forward through this and see what's going on. Do I get to play Minecraft in this place? And here I am. Makoto, are you okay? Huh? What, were you trying to escape into your own reality? It's not like any of us know what's going on either. Oh, sorry. There's no need to apologize. Given the situation, it's understandable. That's right, for some reason, I went unconscious as soon as I stepped into the main hall. When I woke up, I was in the classroom. The windows were all blocked off by these weird metal plates, but it wasn't just a classroom as it turns out. All of us who gathered there had had all our stuff taken away and we were locked inside the school. As we stood around, an announcement came on asking us to gather in the gym. But hearing that voice made it hard for me to concentrate on what it was actually saying. Hey, where are the others? Wasn't everyone here earlier? Everyone else went to the gym while your ass was knocked out. But is it really a good idea to obey such a strange announcement? Yeah, it was weird as hell, but what else are we supposed to do? She's right. Whatever's going to happen standing our ground here isn't going to stop it. Okay, let's head to the gym. Makoto, are you good to go? Yeah. I was forced to wonder what the hell was going on here. I was tormented by a dark feeling of foreboding, but I did my best to ignore it and hurried to the gym. Ow. And as soon as I entered, a weirdly cheery voice echoed across the room. And everybody's here. Yeah, this video's 3 hours. Bright voice and carefree attitude was completely out of place. Okay, this is all the same. Jeez, so much garbage. Oh, it's different. This time Mondo didn't grab Monokuma and toss him because he was going to explode. Here's the dining hall, but what now? "50 days? Special concept, design the next backup. Can we just make one and be done with it? Can we just make one and be done with it? Violence guys might commit against poor me and need all the help I can get. Heck, just a second ago we were talking about how you should just destroy me right now. Heard you, you wanna. Wah. Is this really necessary? Fake crowd you want, we're not gonna fall for it. Fake? No, I really am sad. All of your heartless comments have made me sad. Your teacher won't let it get to him. No matter what, I'll put you all on the right path. Huh, so we're supposed to... Okay, we're supposed to make more Monokumas? The concept for the very first backup I need you to make is... right here. Monokuma Casanova. What does that even mean? You know what a Casanova is, right? A good-looking version of me. Good-looking, but you're a bear. We better not think about it too much or we'll never get anywhere. Anyway, how are we supposed to start building something like that? Yeah, I mean, where are the materials or whatever? Can't do everything for you. Look around the school yourselves for whatever you might need. Oh, but as an extra special service, I will give you some materials, just this once. I figured to use at least a little practice before you start on the real thing. So, here you go. I got marble slabs, aluminum cans, and a chisel. Just make a Greek statue. After that, combine this with a Greek statue. Truly ravishing Monokuma. To the absolute instant you're finished, no pit stops. Okay, have a nice day. Construct. Need a Greek statue, so... construct. Consumables, no. Processed goods, Greek statue. Ow! Casanova was supposed to be good looking, right? Is this good looking? Subjective opinions decide you created the backup and completed the assignment. So, let me give you some tickets. 5 trip tickets. Explain how they work later so make sure not to throw them away. So, now to get how to do it. If this is all there is to it, this is going to be a breeze. Indeed, I'm sure we can handle this. Even if we don't get it right the first time, with enough practice, I'm sure we'll get the hang of it and figure everything out. You seem pretty confident. Maybe I spoiled you a little too much. But there's nothing I can do about that. I'm just so sweet and kind and sincere. So, now you're ready to gather your own materials, right? You can handle that much, right? Even if you decide you can't, I'm not gonna help you anymore. We don't need your help. We're all gonna work hard and do our best to make your stupid backups and get out of here. Glad to see you get... But, don't overwork yourself, or I'll be the one who ends up taking care of you. Take plenty of breaks, drink lots of fluid, promise me you'll be safe and make your teacher proud. You don't have to remind us. We have no desire for you to take care of us. Also make sure you keep everything clean. If you can't do it yourselves, I'll make you do it. This is where you live, right? You need to put in effort to keep it nice and tidy. What a pain in the ass. To be fair, cleaning is part of normal school life. Next project review is coming up. So the next concept is... Same thing, do it right this time. Okay. Each person can engage with 3 activities each day. 1 of 10 locations to search for materials. Each location will have its own unique materials. Raise your level of cleanliness. If it reaches 0, you receive a penalty. Okay, take a break to restore HP, which decreases whenever you collect or clean. Each person has 3 stats. Person's physical condition, if this reaches 0, won't be able to act for 3 days, so keep a close eye. Collection level determines how efficient a person is at collecting. Max is 9. Cleaning level, how efficient is cleaning. Max is 9. Select activity, press X to rest. Begin activity, show help screen, select character, select boys, girls. Oh. Okay. Let's go girl. No, dudes. Okay, we will... clean class kitchen. HP down. Oh boy. So how is everybody? Oh no, wrong button. Okay, bag of screws. Aluminum can. Wrench. Mondo, go with me. Physics lab. Then you guys, clean. Cleanliness is already full, so we'll have... you go to the data center. You go to the garden. Now, girls. Junko is good with the nurse's office, I guess. Celeste goes to the music... No, the gym? No. Library. Sakura, you go to the gym. Toko, we'll have you go to the kitchen. Hina. Nurse's office with Junko, I guess. Kyoko, class. Sayaka, you go with me to the class too. So Mondo will have you go with Chihiro to the data center. Okay. Begin. Start. Okay. So that's how this works. Looks like you're really working hard. Right now, it's time for free time. Do whatever you want. Even a strange childless little boy like you might have still lost some bittersweet love if you're lucky. You can also use the trip tickets I gave you to go adventure with some of your friends, although spending all this time building your friendships and deepening your bonds might just make things that much harder later on, you know? Huh. I know you're busy having fun and all, but you have a second. Monokuma touched on it just now, but at this point you can now spend time with whoever you like. However, as these scenes play out, you notice they're exactly the same as in the main game, so you might notice people talking about having to kill each other. I know this seems strange, but this is school mode after all. It's a bonus in addition to the main story, so please keep that in mind. Try not to judge too harshly. Take your time, explore, and enjoy. Okay. I will come back and play school mode later. I want to be done with the first game, move on to the story of the second game, then come back for the school modes. At least come back for the school mode here and see what it's like. But besides that, thank you so much for watching, sticking through me with the series. It's a lot of fun. I really want to get through the school mode so I can get all the panty items, because no, they're not panties. Underwear. They're underwear items. You get everybody's underwear if you spend enough time with them. For some reason, you get Mondo's underwear, Leon's underwear. You get the underwear of all the dudes. It's weird. That's why I don't know. Anyway, Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a lot of fun. Keep hope in your heart. Just like, make sure you look for Maeterlinck's Bluebird, which is the embodiment of hope. Never lose it. Don't think you've latched onto it, because it's always waiting for a way to be discovered somewhere else. And with that, I have to thank you. Sadly, we didn't evolve anybody, but we didn't lose anybody either, so that's good. So, with that being said, I will see you in Danganronpa 2. Bye-bye!